Hello and a very warm welcome, and in today's video gonna talk about Formula 1. Is it losing like its history, its DNA? I never had this video planned, but I thought at the minute I want to be talking about Formula 1 and are we losing the DNA, the passion and the history of the sport. Very questionable decisions going on. Formula One, I think, is in a good place. Like TV numbers wise, the audiences are very good. The Grand Prix are well attended. Social media platforms are very strong for Formula One. But are we losing the DNA and the passion of Formula One? When I grew up with Formula One, it was loud engines, it was historic venues. And at the minute, we're going away from that. There's no getting away from it. We're going quite like. Luckily, when I went to Silverstone, it was loud engines. Then we went down the hybrid era. And in a couple of years, there's no doubt that it will be electric. Now, you could say hybrid, but I mean fully electric. Yeah, that will happen eventually. Because it's all about, you know. But that I miss the screaming Ferrari. I miss the screaming Renault. Yeah, I miss the V8 era, V6. Um, yeah, the famous radio message: bring back fucking V12s and that. Um, yeah, but I think Formula One's in a good place, but I think yeah, it's going away from loud engines. It's going down the safe route, and then you look at the calendar is shocking. The Formula One calendar right now is really, really poor. Probably the worst it's been in a very long time. You've got 23 races, and to not have a German Grand Prix, it is honestly a scandalous decision. 23 races, and you cannot fit Germany. Just one race on the calendar. You cannot fit Malaysia, Turkey. You go into Italy twice. Monza has to be on. But like Imola, a track you can't overtake. A lot of history with obviously what happened there in 94. And then US getting 3 Grand Prix is a joke. Circuit of the Americas, Miami, Las Vegas. I don't agree with that at all. And it's the same if that was in England. Say we had Silverstone, Donington, Snetterton, or Silverstone, Donington, Brands Hatch. I'd say exactly the same. A country should not be having. I'm gonna say it how I see it. I don't. I think a country should be subject to one race, and that's it. I fully believe that. And the calendar right now is probably the worst it's been, the poorest it's been. I mean, you look down. We're getting rid of classic tracks to go to venues because of money. And these venues with money will not produce the same history as the classic tracks. It doesn't have the same love and passion. Formula One need to get the classic tracks back. There's Las Vegas, they were so pumped and hyped about announcing it, and it was a mixed reaction because people are not a fan of these street circuits all the time. Like you look down the calendar, there's 8 street circuits at least. You could count Albert Park, Canada as street circuits. Then you got Baku, Singapore. It's just too many. Monaco, Miami, Saudi. It's just a joke. Yeah. Uh, I wouldn't even be. I'd like to try a different venue as well. South Africa. I'm not a big fan of going to Qatar, Saudi. Yeah, USA having 3 Grand Prix. I want to ask the people though: is Formula One losing its DNA, the passion? Yeah, I think the sport's in a good place, but the calendar right now is very poor. Um, Domenicali, I do like him. He's done a decent job so far, but yeah, it seems like F1 are happy just to take the history away from Formula One. You're taking the classic venues away to bring in tracks that are basically, it's all about the money. I mean, it honestly angers me so much that there's not a German Grand Prix. You got Michael Schumacher. I mean, honestly, Michael Schumacher would be so angry right now, like, that there's no German Grand Prix. Look at the fan attendance he used to bring to Hockenheim, to Nürburgring. And now they don't even have a Grand Prix. We got Mick on the grid. We got a four-time champion in Vettel. Even like the likes of Malaysia. That was a great venue. I don't get where they're going. They're taking the classic tracks away and they're replacing them with cash venues. Love or hate Lewis Hamilton, he was definitely right when cash is king. They love the money and they're taking the history away from the sport and replacing them with venues that will be off in 3, 4, 5 years. And yeah, we've gone from loud engines to quiet engines. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Comment down below your thoughts. Is F1 losing its DNA and passion and history? I believe my biggest thing that I would be changing right now is the calendar. The calendar for Formula One, 23 rounds. It's absolutely scandalous. It really is. For a calendar, I'd actually have to give it like 1 out of 10. The calendar right now is so poor for Formula One. So poor. Really bad.